Hi, this is Tutor EMP, and this is lesson 225 today. Today we're going to cover more common abbreviations. Yeah, we've done about 4 or 5 of them before, but I think they're useful for a lot of students. Sometimes you know some, sometimes you don't, but it's good to review them. Let's take a look at the first one here. EMP. Yeah, we often say an EMP. A country could send an EMP or attack another country with an EMP. EMP stands for electromagnetic pulse. Okay, it's an immense surge of electroradiation. So immense, huge, very large. Electromagnetic radiation caused by a nuclear explosion. So basically, they set off a nuclear bomb above a country, not down on the country, but above the country, and this kind of creates this electromagnetic radiation, and it ends up frying out a lot of electronic products. So the electronic products basically get knocked out. So let's take a look at the first example here. If an EMP was set off above any country, it could knock out all electrical appliances and cause massive chaos. Yeah, this could be another way to attack a country. Normally, we're fighting hand-to-hand combat or we're fighting directly with each other. This way, if you knock out the electricity of a country, in a way, you almost make the country fight itself. Because if sudden, like modern times, if you knock out all the electricity, people will be without electricity, and if you have no electricity, you probably don't have water, and people, it would interfere with what we call the food supply chain of stores getting food, and people would end up fighting with each other. They actually said that if this happened to a country and it knocked out all their electricity and all their water, probably within about 6 months, maybe 90% of the population might be dead, either through starvation or fighting with each other. So let's hope it never happens. But that's what an EMP is. All right, let's look at the second one here. ER. A lot of people have probably heard of ER. ER, of course, stands for emergency room. So let's take a look at the example. That hospital will not make regular appointments on a holiday. Only the ER will be open. So the ER is, of course, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It must be open just in case emergencies happen. That's what it is. It's emergency room. Normally, when you go to a hospital, you make an appointment, with a doctor, but here this is only for like real emergencies. So that's what somebody said. They had to go directly to ER. There was no time to make an appointment. Okay. Let's look at the next one. ESL, English as a second language. Yes, I use this a lot sometimes. If you've gone back and you've watched some of my past videos, you would know that sometimes I will mention ESL, English as a second language. When you're teaching English to someone where their first language was a foreign language or it was not English, so English was not their native language, then it's you're teaching English as ESL, English as a second language. So this is used in reference to teaching English to someone in which English was not their native language. So we say ESL, and we have a simple example here. Jack is an ESL teacher. Yeah, so he's a teacher of English as a second language. Okay, great. Let's look at the next one. ETA. I've seen that it could also be pronounced ETA too. But of course it stands for estimated time of arrival, probably mostly with airplane flights. So let's look at the first example here. With this one we have an A-B part on. A might ask, what time do you think that you will get in? Get in meaning like arrive, your flight. And B answers, the ETA of the flight is 8 p.m. or the ETA of the flight is 8 p.m. Yeah, so you might hear either one. Good. And our last one here today is EU, even though many of you probably do know this already, meaning the European Union. Okay, so let's look at the one example. Some political commentators think the EU will break up in the future. Well, who really knows? It has stayed together for a while. It stayed together for about 20 years now or more. Well, it depends on how you judge the EU. But at least they had a European, the euro currency has been around for around that much time. And that's where they really united more. They had some trade agreements before that, so you could officially say they were established before that. But it's really been about the last 20 years that they've really been like a real union. Okay. And of course, we know with Brexit, the British were supposedly trying to break off from the EU. So we'll see what ends up happening in the future. But anyway, it's good. I hope you got it. I hope it was informative. Thank you for your time. Bye bye.